Well, hi guys, Squirrel here, and we're down at the man dealer. Not that I'm buying a man, or an MAN, however you're supposed to say this. However, I do have a mod installed, which is going to let me get something else, which is just over here. Bing! Welcome to the Peterbilt 387 Active Space Super. This is the modern Peterbilt, by the way. If you remember the last video, I was telling you about there are two Peterbilt mods you can get. The old style, the kind of 60s, 70s style, and this one, the modern style. Now, I'm not in love with the shape of this thing. I'm sure it's super practical, super aerodynamic. It may even drive well, but visually, aesthetically, I don't like the look from the outside. However, we're going to customize it and have a look. These mirrors here, again, supremely practical, I'm sure, but visually, oh my god, they just, they're almost Mickey Mouse ears, aren't they? Whoever designed this maybe should go back to design school in some respects. I'm not a lover of this. Also noticed that on the mod here, can you see this? The engine is red. Now, I don't know if that's the way these are in real life, whether they have a real red engine. But again, it's something I don't like. So, I'm going to try this truck out. I'm not judging it completely. You may be wondering why there's this strange spade symbol. I shall show you in a second. We have no upgrades here. We do have an engine upgrade. So we can go down to a 680. 680 brake, 3000 Newton meters. Not as big as the Kenworth K100 that I was driving last time. But more than the Kenworth W900 that I drove. Should be plenty of power. There's a lot of power here. We seem to have the best transmission installed. Inside, it gets interesting. There are two options here, but none of them seem to make any difference. I'm not sure why. The interior is okay, I guess. Practical. Nice pedals. Nice gear stick. Not so sure about the trim. This kind of reddy brown look is not something I love. Mirrors, good. Big mirrors, rectangular with a blind spot mirror there. There's the mirrors down here that are on the bonnet or the hood. Is that right? Is that what you call it in America? Doesn't appear to be much in the way of configuration. On the outside, now this is where it gets interesting. I have a skin. Look at this. I basically, I'll leave the links again in the video, but I didn't just bring in the truck. I brought in a skin for it as well. I thought we'd spice it up a little bit. And if you are going to do this, you need to make sure the truck mod loads before the skin mod. If you do it before the other way around, it won't work. Which is easily done just by naming the mod the correct way. Because they do load alphabetically, so as long as the skin is alphabetically later than the truck, it'll be fine. I hope that makes sense. If we go black, you can't see it very much, but once you start picking the other colours, you can start to see. Look at that. My god. It's basically half and half down the middle, with this kind of Ace of Spades look. And a tyre track. I think it's quite cool. It says Peterbilt on the top. I think it's quite cool. I'm not sure about the yellow personally. Makes it look a bit like a wasp. But the red one's not bad. The red and black, again, the Dracula look. And with the red engine, that works. That works. The blue could be to your taste. I think it looks better this side than it does this side. Sort of the midnight with the sort of neon blue almost is quite nice. I like the little stuff he's got going on down the side fender there. It's quite cool. But personally, it has to be this one for me. Now, this won't be necessarily the one for you, but with the whole Ace of Spades thing going on, I kind of feel that the black and white, and it's very Squirrel to be black and white, so that's the one I'm going to go with. Now, in terms of accessories, we can't change the mirrors. The wheels we could change, and I think I'm just going to have a quick look at some options. I don't want to get too expensive, but let's see if there's anything that stands out. I quite like the chrome look. They're quite nice wheels. That's a nice looking wheel. The red would probably work if you went for the red paint, but I'm going to go with that. I quite like that standard shiny chromeness. So we'll fit up something similar on the rear. Oh, we don't have a... Oh, yes we do. Yes we do. There we go. Chrome is never bad when it comes to trucking. So you can't have too much chrome, but chrome's never going to look bad, particularly again with black. It's always going to look nice. Interior, there's just nothing, so I think we're done there. Let's have a look how much that's going to bill me for. Trading value 86, I pay 54, so that's not too bad. I can swallow that. Look at the HDR bloom, good grief, it just over whitens everything. So let's do it. That's traded in the K100 for a Peterbilt 387. And here we go. Let's have a look at the outside. Oh, instantly into the reverse bug. Remember the last video I had that reversing problem? So it's obviously not the truck, it's something else I've got. It's another mod I've got. So I'm going to have to remove some mods, I think. Don't worry, that's my problem. I think that looks quite decent. I've made the best of... It just looks super white on this side. But that's the graphics engine being a bit of a pain. You can see the definition over the wheel arch on this side, but there's just no definition over here. It's just whitened out totally. But that's a graphics engine problem. Anyway, apart from that... Why is that mirror white on the left and white on the right? That's interesting. I would have thought the mirror would be black on this side. Just something I spotted. I think I probably need to sort out that reversing bug. Okay, I managed to fix the reversing problem. If you watch this now, if I go into reverse, I can now stop. And if I go forward, my suspension bounces because I put realistic physics back. That was the problem. So I'm guessing that when I took realistic physics out in order to use the K100 truck, because it was interfering with that truck, it's done something to the save game, which means that I have a reversing issue which is only fixed when I put the mod back. That's the only information I have. I don't have any more details than that. Basically putting the physics back stops me from perpetually reversing. Normally that happens when you put the physics mod in and don't make it load last. I've got it loading last. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but I've noticed I've got a question mark up here, and I'm going to go and drive past it. Now I am going to go and... There we go, recruitment agency. I'm going to go and head down to Salzburg because all of the jobs coming out of München are particularly dull. I don't know if München's a really boring place, but the cargo it's given me is pretty boring, so I'm going to head down to Salzburg and hope for some better luck. Watch the signpost! Actually, my track IR is slightly wrong, that's the problem. There we go. I'm just going to head down to Salzburg because there's nothing interesting here in terms of jobs. This is going to be different, driving with realistic physics. Obviously the truck's going to behave differently over the standard model. Oh, is that the new Chrome trailer ahead of me? I think it is. I think it is. That's a mod I've got. It's got chrome shiny tube parts and a logo on the back. It's quite cool. I assume he's going this way. I have to follow the signs for Salzburg. Hopefully we can get a decent, interesting job down there. What's that truck he's got in the front? I need to get down the side of this guy. I'm sure he's got the same as me. He bloody has! Look at that! What's the chances of that? Exact same truck, but with the blue paint job. Just goes to show you that the game just picks a truck out of its list and then applies one of the random paint jobs to it, and then spawns it into the world. And the first truck we see on the motorway just happens... That was a bit of lag, wasn't it? First truck we see on the motorway just happens to be the same Peterbilt. Remember, all it's basically done is pick an Iveco truck. So Again, I don't think the blue paint job works particularly well. I think black, or the black one and the red one, or the white one, they're the way to go. The black one not particularly. Works okay in plain black, but the the mod I've got using the Ace of Spades logo, black on black, it's not really working very well. But otherwise, just a black truck would be fine. Imagine the perils of getting a white truck, driving a white truck for a living, are just keeping it clean. I mean, it looks good when it's clean, but good grief, it's going to get dirty all the time. And a truck wash is not cheap. You know, it's a lot of... it takes quite a little while. And it's a lot of area to cover. There's a digger over there, see it? Cool. Again, it'd be awesome if that was a delivery point. You know, if the game spawned in, like that kind of thing, like an event on the road. You could consider that to be an event, where he's picking up logs and moving them around. And you can take jobs that, you can take logs and then you have to deliver them by the side of the road. And you have to wait while he unloads all the logs off the back. How cool would that be? Obviously, you could choose whether to wait or not. Wow, I just got undertaken and overtaken. Impressive. I think I better move over. Despite the fact I'm doing 70 miles per hour. Whoa! Did you see that guy? He just... he slowed to about 60 and then just went oomph! Straight off the road. Just hit this kind of... They've got these, behind the scenes. The cars follow tracks. They follow routes. And obviously the track for him... I'm going to undertake this guy now. The track for him just had him... Whoa, steady boy. Turning straight into the fuel station. This bend's a lot sharper than I thought. Although I'm wondering why the cars are only going sort of 60 miles per hour or 55. Seems a little bit quicker than that. But the physics, that's one of the things the realistic physics does. Hey, there it is. That's why they're going slower. What is the posted speed limit around here? I have no idea. The physics causes the truck to dive. It causes the front end to dive as you go around the bend. This is quite cool. There's split level stuff here. Yeah. I should have learnt my lesson though. Whenever you see cars going absurdly slowly on motorways, it usually means the speed limit is in force. I just didn't see any sign for it. There's the logs mod I've got. It's good to see the different mods kicking in now and again. I wonder if you can get mods to alter the coaches on the road. Like those things there. I know they're working on a coach sim. Definitely working on a coach sim. Judging by the pictures they've released with coaches. And also with American trucks. So, whoa, where's Salzburg? Was that a sign for Salzburg or was it straight on? I didn't notice properly. Salzburg is not listed. Why is Salzburg not listed, I wonder? Because I went totally the wrong way. How impressive. I got off there and I should have got off there. Wow. Okay. We're not going to Salzburg, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to... Where are we going? Nuremberg. Okay. So we want to go straight on and then get off at the next... Fair enough. That's how much I don't pay attention. I had a right hand turn. I thought I only had one right hand turn. I had two. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm just after a decent job. Doesn't really matter where I get it from. Nuremberg's quite big, so hopefully it will have some decent jobs for us. That's an impressive bit of not paying attention, wasn't it? It's only 10 in the morning, so if we did get a job, we'd have a nice bit of daylight driving for a while. This is quite a nice little wooded bit here. We've got a 90k speed limit, about 55-ish miles an hour. Although somebody pointed out I could just... Do we want to turn here? Sorry, there's no signs. And no, we want to go straight on, I think. There's no signs saying Nuremberg to the right. Once you get off the motorways, it's not very well signposted. Probably a lot of work for them to put that in, but it... You know, you've got a GPS, you don't need it, but when you're just free roaming, it's kind of handy. At least to tell you which way the city centre is. Would be nice. Let me stop here. I'm going to bring up the job market and see if we can find somewhere else to go. Truck behaves a little weirdly under braking. Let's have a quick look at the job market. Or rather the freight market. Okay, well that's a little bit more interesting. We have got tractors to Calais, sports cars to London, obviously down to the Kensington or West End. We've got these steel tubes up to Brussels. We've got wood down to Verona in Italy. I think we're going to take that. I think we're going to go with sports cars actually. And a trip over to London looks quite interesting, so let's do that. I think I did sports cars in my stream once, but I don't believe I've done sports cars on a video yet, so... Come on, people. Can we zoom in a little? I hate the way the AI does that. It starts off and then it slows down, then it pulls away. It's deeply annoying. Got to remember, this is not the Kenworth K100. The front is down there somewhere. Oh, look at that. I can actually just lift up my track IR and look down. That's kind of cool. Just looking in the back there, it looks black and white. I'm just wondering if he styled it a little bit. I like little pine fresh. See it there, the yellow thing, little pine fresh. That's kind of cool. Looks like a Beamer there. It's definitely a 5 Series BMW. Oh, you little bugger! Look at that! Hey, he's got my cars! Cheeky bastard. Seem to be getting stuck on lights in this town. Oh, pedestrian! Hello, you're very unique. We don't see you very often. I'm tempted to heckle. Oh, there's another one. Look, there's one down there. That's 2 people in one town. This place is populated. One of the things I've often complained about, the sheer lack of people walking around this place. This game, I should say. Looks like we need to be in the left lane. Maybe we can get through these lights, but I've got a feeling we won't. Yeah. I nearly went into the back of him. It was only my own prediction thinking this isn't going to happen. Stopped an accident. That's a nice park. If anybody lives in Nuremberg, are those churches on the horizon? They look like churches, the spires anyway. I assume that's a church on the right and probably on the left. Are they actually in Nuremberg? Is that quite realistic? Certainly when you get to London, the skyline is definitely has got things from London. I can confirm that. Now where's the turn? Is it this one? Yeah. There we go. There's the cars, right there. Let's take the job. 8 tons of cars, 650 miles to London, paying about £30,000. That'll do nicely. And without any reversing bug, it should be relatively straightforward. Decent sized mirrors anyway. That certainly helps. Okay. Let's do a quick inspection. Love it. Look at this. We need to straighten this up. That doesn't look... That's better. So we've got the Peterbilt truck here in black and white. White on that side. Black on this side. And what have we got on here? We've got... looks like a Bentley on the bottom. What's that? Can't see the front. Not sure about that one. The green one is definitely a Jaguar. The red one is an Audi. This could be a BMW. I can't get enough detail on the grey one. Possibly a Mercedes. The white one's definitely a BMW. So what's this? What's this one on the back here on the top? Not entirely sure. No. Perhaps you guys can comment what the six cars are there. Anyway, we've got some expensive stuff to deliver, and fragile as well, I assume. Got to go over to Calais, I believe. Not sure if we're taking the Channel Tunnel or the ferry. Probably the Channel Tunnel. Although it would be quite cool to go on the ferry. I could just do that. I could just go past the Channel Tunnel and go to the ferry instead. Just for the sheer hell of it. Although having said that, I think the Channel Tunnel gets you there in just over an hour, whereas the ferry... Why did he slow down and then... He almost caused me an accident then. I don't like the display being that big. That's better. Of course, this guy's just going to pull away. It's a nice day in Nuremberg anyway. Actually, looks like I need... Am I building up for a rest here? Next rest stop in 4 hours. Oh, crap. Oh, that's a problem. It's like 2 in the afternoon or 3 in the afternoon. That means a lot of night driving. It's a pity I can't make it to the ferry in one go and then sleep on the ferry. You know, you can actually, when you take the ferry across the English Channel, you can actually get sort of relatively quick journeys. But if you're going a little bit further, you know, down the coast of France a little bit, you can just take overnight ferries. And they effectively deliberately go quite slowly. They always set off sort of late at night, about 8, is it like 9, 10 o'clock I think? They set off late at night and then they essentially go slowly. They just take a long time to get there. But they get there at sort of 6 in the morning, and what you do is you book a cabin and you sleep. You just take the overnight ferry. Because I think the journey times, you know, it can be anything, well, it depends how far you go, but it can be just a few hours. But, whoa, this doesn't want to turn. What the hell? So, I've just damaged the truck, and that wasn't my fault. I was pulling right on the steer and nothing happened. I think that might be the physics mod interfering with the truck somehow. But that's not a sharp turn, and that's going to catch me out if I'm not careful. Yeah, as I was saying, you can take journeys that are relatively quick, but you can get an overnight sleeper ferry. So it'd be good if you could do that in the game. I think it's going to rain, so I'm going to put my lights on and get the wipers ready. Yeah, I came around that bend then, and as soon as I pulled right, the steering just didn't want to turn. I have seen that with the physics mod interfering with other trucks before, so be wary of that one. Those wipers are super fast. My car does wiper speed like that, but that's, you know, there's 2 speeds, as normal and fast, and that's definitely a fast setting. But this doesn't have a fast setting, that's normal apparently. Well, we've got 600 miles to go. ETA 15 hours. I've got about 3.5 hours of driving before I'm going to have to rest. I should probably take the opportunity to look at the map and find, or at least plan ahead a little bit here. Trip up to Calais, we're going to have to go through. Now there's going to be, this is interesting actually. It's a good job I looked, because if you look at this B road, if you like, this doesn't have any rest stops on it apart from right at the end, and I'm wondering if I could even make it that far to here. And this is my only rest stop apart from that one there. So either a rest here or a push on to that one. Let's see how long I've got left. Yeah, I've only got 3 hours. I kind of think I might be better off taking a rest early. Which is slightly annoying because it means I'm resting through the day. And I'll wake up in the night. Nothing I can do though, is there? It would be risky to try and get over that road in 3 hours. It's always difficult when you look back in that offside mirror to see if they've pulled, if you've gone past them or not, because it is quite a wide angle mirror. So here's the parking. So what do? Do I rest or do I not rest? Let's double check this again. Where was the... Yeah, it's too far. If it was here probably, but not here. That's just too much. I'm going to have to rest. Decision taken. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. At least it'll stop raining. You can almost always guarantee that. Don't need to fuel up. Plenty of fuel. If this was my other truck with its half tank size because of the double rear axle, my squirrel truck, I would be having to fill up at this point. That was a hell of a bounce, wasn't it? Engine off. I can pull straight over there in front of that truck, I think. Yeah, 76 litres, just nothing. Just pull up here, I think. Okay, engine off. And sports cars are getting wet, but it's time to go to sleep. Tina's just brought in £3 grand. It's Monday, coming up for 9 PM. Seems a bit quieter now, as it normally does at night. It's very quiet actually, isn't it? That logo, that Peterbilt logo, I wonder if that was done by... I presume that was a guy. Like, his name was Peterbilt. I've no idea. But I just wonder if that logo was actually just his handwriting. And somebody said... He's like, I'm going to start a company. I'm going to call it Peterbilt. But Dad, that's your name. Yeah, I know, but I'm going to start a company called Peterbilt. Okay. We need a logo. I know. I'll just sign my name and put it on a red background. That'll do. Fair enough. Can't argue with that. Quickest logo in the world. Whenever I've done sort of naming, company naming and stuff, it's always taken ages to think of a name. Like, you know, just days and days, sometimes weeks to think of a name, and then comes the logo, and that takes an ice age in itself. Naming things is actually very difficult. Well, at least getting a good name is, especially company names. That's why I'm wondering if Peterbilt was just his actual name. I'm not going to be tempted to overtake him. Not with these realistic physics problems I've got going on. However, I would appreciate him speeding up. And I may just have to put my headlights on. Just to annoy the crap out of him. Well, not really, just so I can see what's going on. Have you noticed down the right there? Can you see the red lights on the barriers? Let me just do this again when we're not going around so much of a bend. The crash barriers, look at the red lights there. You see that? I assume you can see the red. So, 2 videos ago in the Kenworth W900L, I put amber dots, crash barriers. Then in the last video, the Kenworth K100, I put solid amber. And just to be different, I thought, oh come on, I'm going as fast as this guy. Seriously, I'm not speeding. Goddamn game. So this time I thought I would go for the red ones. I have to say, I kind of like the red ones. The only colour left is the white dots, but I don't think I'm going to bother with that. I quite like the red. I'm really hoping this guy goes straight on, but he's not. He's going to go my way. I am going to have to overtake him. The guy didn't stop me from getting a speeding ticket. I wonder if he was speeding as well, to be honest. Because I was only going the same speed as him. Is that another sports car pack? It is. Wow. The horn. Terrible. Prepare to be flashed by everybody coming my way. It's just so predictable. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to catch this dude up now, does it? Not to worry. We've got a hell of a twisty road coming up, which is going to tax my steering skills, particularly given that it's not steering as well as it should. Oh, this looks pretty bad. We've got another sport. Honestly, it seems to favour these sports cars. We've got another one here, followed by 3 cars and a twisty road that's only getting twistier. This is going to be a tedious drive, is that the right word? Yeah, it's not going to be great progress. I need to find a way of getting past them. But quite frankly, when you're going uphill, overtaking a truck is not easy. I mean, realistically speaking, you probably would be going this kind of speed up an incline like this, because that's, you know, quite a few tons of weight there. I'm getting really close to this car. I need to back off. As much as I'd like to just knock this guy off the road, I try not to play sim games like that. It's actually an interesting point, isn't it, about sim games? You know, I'm sitting here playing a trucking sim because I'm not a truck driver, but I like the idea of driving trucks, and I want to try it out. So I play a sim to see what it's like to you know, and I want it to get as close to realistic as I can in a lot of respects. But then, people who watch my videos, there's a lot of guys who watch my videos who are actually truck drivers. And then I even think there are truck drivers who watch my videos and play the game. Now that one I find slightly baffling. That's like a proper busman's holiday. But it's interesting, the whole psychology of it, of why people play sims. So say you've got like a I don't know, an astronaut sim, right? Spaceship simulator. There's no way 99.999% of the people watching this video, and that includes you and I, there's no way we're ever going to be flying a spaceship or a rocket or be an astronaut. It's not going to happen. And to make it happen is exceedingly unlikely. You would have to be Mark Shuttleworth or Richard Branson to have the money to do it. But a truck driving game is, well, it's well within the reach of a lot of adults. They could choose to do it. They could even just get some money, get the credit card, and go out and just today, just go and buy some truck driving lessons and experience what it's like to drive trucks. And yet, here we are, playing a truck driving sim. And it's not just truck driving, there are sims for all kinds of games. And I find it interesting what attracts people to a sim game. I gotta go past this guy. Honestly, I'm talking here, but I just want to smash into the back of this guy. He's seriously trolling me. Did you see that? Everybody pulled away, and he was like sitting there a second ago going, I'm just going to annoy you. And then he just fucked off. I don't really want to get past him now. But yeah, flight sims, you know, again, not something you're going to have a chance to do, really. So, I can understand people playing that sim. Oh my god, if I don't end up in the back of this guy, I'll be either by intention or by accident, I'll be amazed. He's brake testing me so much. If that yellow car pulls out, there's going to be a problem. Orange car, wherever he is. I can see on the GPS we've got a straight bit, we've also got a hill though, so I can't see what's coming. I'm going to have to make a break on this guy. I just got a feeling he's going to cause me a very nasty accident. A very expensive, very nasty accident. Patience is the key, really, isn't it? I suspect that's one thing you've got to have as a truck driver. You've got to have patience. Because there's going to be a lot of things on the road. Not just the actual environment, but mainly the people on it with other vehicles that are going to tax your stress levels. After all, we do have road rage. See, the problem with overtaking this lot is I've got to get past all of them. I could try bullying my way in, I suppose. Don't try this at home. Well, that worked out. I actually didn't expect that to work out very well, but it actually did. All number of things could have gone wrong at that crossing. I can't believe it. I can't believe we just went past that guy and didn't have a head-on smash. That's fantastic. We're driving towards the moon. Luckily, that's not the delivery point. But some people have asked me, why don't you play flight sims? I'd love to see you play, what is it? What's it called? Oh, what's that flight sim? There are a few of them actually. There's a few really realistic flight sims. People ask me why don't I play them, or am I going to play them? The answer is no. I have explained on streams before that I thought I wanted to be a pilot, but I didn't. And when it worked out that I couldn't be a pilot, I kind of lost interest in the whole thing. War Thunder's probably the closest I've got to that since. I used to love playing flight sims because I was going to be a pilot, but I kind of considered it to be training effectively. Oh, it's not stirring. It's not turning. Look at that. Terrible. It just doesn't turn. That was why I played flight sims at the time, because I wanted to learn the art of flying. So I considered that to be training on a computer. Excuse me. But now, I have no interest in playing flight sims. Just none. I like the arcadeness of War Thunder. That's quite good. Shooting people down, yes. Flying jet engines around and trying to land them at runways. No, just don't care anymore. And you could apply the same logic to the trucking sim. Why are you driving around in trucks in a sim if you've got no intention of driving trucks for real? And to be honest, if I had to answer that one, I'd have to say because I have a secret desire to drive trucks still, whereas I don't have a secret desire to fly planes. And it's that desire that makes me want to play these kinds of games. But as I've said before, I'm just a general petrol head, and I have this thing about large machinery. I just love it. Love large machinery. And people have asked me, do I play Train Simulator? You know, that is large machinery, very large machinery, and I do play it. I have it. I've had the game the best part of 2 years, and I've got expansion packs for it, and I have played the game, but I'm not going to make videos about it because they'd be kind of boring. If you think about it, you can't control where you're going to go on a train sim. Yeah, the rails are there, you're following the rails. all you're going to do is stop at signals and go at signals and try and get there on time, and reverse and pick up stuff and take it somewhere else. But essentially it's all forward and backwards and not a lot in between. It wouldn't be exciting, it wouldn't be interesting to watch. In this, you never know what's going to happen. I come around this bend and you never know what's going to happen. And also because of the modding, and that's what I think really sets this game apart and keeps it popular, because of the mod community, I can continuously try different kinds of trailer, different kinds of engine. Now I know Train Simulator has a lot of expansions for it, and there are many different places you can go and many different kinds of trains you can drive, so in theory I could make lots of videos. But I just feel that, on the kind of, when you're on the track and travelling from city to city, it's just scenery. That's all there is. Just scenery. There's nothing else. There's not a lot to do. You kind of set the speed and you just look waiting for the amber signals. It seems we have another problem here with a truck and some cars behind it. All very annoying. I might have to pull off another stunt overtaking manoeuvre at some point. Of course, one of the things I could do is just pull up, right? What about this for a theory? I should try this. Just pull up and wait about 2 minutes, because by that time all of the cars in front of me will have driven out of the game's zone. If you imagine there's a circle or a rectangle around me where it's spawning things into. Once I move past that certain distance away from that vehicle, it's going to despawn. So if I let these things drive off into the sunset or drive off into the horizon, they'll despawn. And then suddenly the road ahead of me will be clear. It's a good theory. Totally unlike real life, because in real life I'd just end up catching them up again. But I've got a feeling with this game that wouldn't happen. But seeing as I'm about to turn off, I'm not going to try it. It looks like we might be getting back onto a fast road again, a motorway. Hallelujah if we are. That is a Volvo, isn't it, in front of me? It looks like one of those, is it an XC90? I think I'm going to go right. We'll consider this to be the trucking toll. And I missed. There we go. Hopefully I won't have any issues. I don't have any oversized cargo. Should be alright. Maybe I managed to get past that car, and I did! I got past the Volvo! Sucker! Yeah, there we go. We've got a bit of a sharp turn into... Even sharper when your steering doesn't work properly. That was a good turn. I managed to not hit any crash barrier. Yeah, you can probably see the red on the barriers now. I'm just going to take it easy down here, then get a bit of a run up when I get to about here. Clear road. It's all good. What's our ETA? ETA is 11:30 in the morning. Certainly is a nighttime cruise. Don't think I can afford to rest actually. When are they expecting this thing? Oh wow. Well, hang on a minute. It's Tuesday 1 AM. They're expecting it 7:30 till 2 AM. I've got a crossing to make. I was just wondering if I could get another sleep in just to make it daytime, but I don't think I can. We've still got quite a way to go, and that would eat out sort of 8 hours out of my driving. £7. What a bargain.